Hello everyone, happy Friday. It is Friday the 22nd of May 2026. Sharon Wilson, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia. I hope you're going well. Yes, it is Friday the 22nd of May. We're already in May. We're almost halfway through the year already. It's like, seriously, it feels like it should still be January or something. I don't know. This year just seems to, like every single year. I know as you get older, it's less of your time, so the years seem to get quicker. Not in reality, they're still the same, but they do feel like they get quicker and quicker. I don't know. Anyway, already in May, and there's a few things happening. There is actually a fabulous promotion at the moment from Stampin' Up, and that is when you join, you can choose to have, I think it's $300 worth of product in your starter kit. Or you can actually choose to get the new ink pads, which are the new the in color 5 ink pads, and that would be the best deal possible, having the ink pads, because the ink pads have actually gone up in price. So I would definitely look at getting those ink pads instead of getting the extra product in your cart, because it's just, to me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. It's like cash, like equal product in. Like the $300 in product is not as much as like the ink pads with the $235. So I'd definitely go with the ink pads and the $235 of product of your choosing. Anyway, that's what I would do anyway. What's coming up with me? I have a retreat in June. It's actually a smaller retreat. It's your own self-catering, so you're doing your own catering. And so it's $290. It's an hour and a half south of Sydney. It's a lovely location, and you get all the usual things. So 10 shoe boxes to do if you'd like, and you can do some challenges. And we'll actually be doing something a bit different. It's going to be a bit more relaxed. We're going to go out for dinner on the Saturday night if you choose to come along with us. But then otherwise, yeah, just bring your own food along as well, and your own products to use and play with. So I'll always have stuff with me that you can borrow and stuff too. So that's what I do with my retreats. On the 30th of May, I have my, what is it? Sunset Coast. I have a Sunset Coast Creative Escape. That's on the 30th of May. So I really need to know in the next couple of days whether you're going to come along and join us, because, yeah, it's next weekend. So it's not far at all. Need to book in now if you want to come. I think I've got a few booked in. So yeah, I've got at least 3 booked in, if not more. So come along. We'll be having a lovely time just creating with the Sunset Coast, I think it is. So it's a beautiful pack of 6x6 papers and the stamp set and everything. And yes, I'd love for you to join us for that. What else is happening? I think that's about it. Obviously, there's a product of the month. And yeah, I think that's about it. Today, I thought I would share with you another new kit. It's Serene Scenes kit. So it's a set of cards, all-inclusive kit. The cost is $44. And as always, if you've already opted in for Stampin' Rewards, you get $4.40 worth of Stampin' Rewards to use on your next order. Having said all that, let's dive in and have a look. Need to make sure I've got the right thing. There we go. Here we are. It has a grey granite ink spot. So I'm actually grabbed my big ink pad. So you've got the grey ink spot, grey granite ink spot. I'll pull that out of the way. You've got some stamps. Hey Marg, how you going? Got some lovely stamps as well, just some sentiments. Clear block and some glue dots. I'll pull the glue dots out just in case I need them, but I usually don't tend to use them. I tend to use my what is it? Stampin' seal. So what have I got today? So, and I thought, because I haven't done a kit like this for a little while, so I thought I might let me see, hang on. We're that way. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't done a kit like this for a little while, so I thought maybe I can change things up a bit as I do it. So So it's 3 each of 3 designs. They've all each got little scenes on them, so hence the scenes. So we have 3 square pieces. Ooh, they're smallish sort of ones. They're the frames. Oh, I wonder if I can change these up. These might be a bit tricky to change up, actually, now that I'm looking at them. Yeah, okay. They're going to be a bit tricky to change up, so they may still just be straight cards. Possibly. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's fold all these first. So it's looking like the frames. They're the frame. That's the frame for this one. And so you'll see. Hey Sam. Oops, that one. So you'll see. Yeah. So I hadn't actually looked at this kit before. You want it that way. I hadn't looked at the kit before. And so I was thinking, oh yeah, I could probably just put like gold underneath, blah blah blah. But yeah, I probably could still change things up. Yeah, let me think about that. I was thinking, yes, I can change this. How do I change it? And now when I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh, that's going to be trickier than what I first thought. The pictures are very pretty though. The printed part pieces, like it's quite pretty. Hopefully, I've got some cardstock underneath me in my filing cabinet, so hopefully I can do something. What do I have? I have Lego sets. I have everything under here. We got some basic white. So I might start by just chopping it down a few pieces of basic white. And maybe, just maybe, I can actually change a couple of these cards up a bit and see what I can do. So I'm just going to score it 10.5 centimeters on all 3 and then just chop them. So I've got a standard size card. Sometimes it's not until you open the kit that you go, oh, hang on, how do I change that one up so it looks different? All right, move that one out of the way for the moment. Let's make one of each. That one, that, and that one. All right. So let's make one of each first. We'll start with this one. And so we've got a little hash sort of thing for the background. So I'm just going to pull out that one. And it also needs the just a note. Where are you? Must be that one. Yes, upside down. And then the hello, which is on a small one. I don't have a small block. Okay. So first off, oh, too many things in the way. We're going to stamp on the inside. Again, we've got our grey granite. Let's make sure we're going the right way. Grey granite on the inside, and then on the outside, I'm just going to stamp along there. Let that dry a bit so you can actually see it is a bit wet at the moment. So I'm just going to let that dry. I'm going to stamp the hello. And that's going to take a little bit to dry too. We've got a tree. Which tree is it? It's that one. Is it the stubby one? Looks like it's that one. Yes, it's that one. All right, our dimensionals. What's happening, Sam? How's everything going? So we have our tree, but I'm not seeing the tree in the frame. Huh, hang on. Yeah, I'm not seeing the tree in the frame, so just have a look at that. We're going to put some dimensionals around our frame as well. Of course you are, Sam. Always living the dream. All right, I've still got some more of our little strip pieces, so I'm going to use some of them. All right, let's see if this is dry. Almost dry. Now on this bit here, the printed bit, it's still not dry. Okay, so let me see where this is going to line up. There, so I think I probably want the tree about there. And then just line that one up. Now I can still see that the ink's not dry. It is almost dry on this one. So this piece we're doing a glue dot and a dimensional. So I want a dimensional on this side. I think I'm not going to worry about the I don't think I'm going to worry about the glue dot on the other side. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. So that is the first card. And so then you look at that and you go, how do I change that? And it makes it a bit trickier to change. If I cut off the front, then yeah, I can change it up a bit, I think. But there's not a lot to change, I don't think. Anyway, let's go with the second one. I'll try this one. And again, I want to do this one first. I might actually stamp off a bit on this first before I stamp down. Take off a bit of the excess ink. Oh, was there stamping on the envelope? No. This one has stamping on the envelope. But we've got a tree, so we'll stamp the tree on the envelope. Just let that dry for a tiny bit. We got this one again. And then the tree. And again, let that dry because you can see it's still a bit wet. Pull this one back in. Oh, where's my little frame? There we go. Oh, am I missing a frame? Where's my frame? There you are. Then we need another tree. Where's my tree going on this one? Oh, my tree's going right there. Okay. It's not showing me which tree it is. So I guess I get to guess. I'm going to go with that one. So again, where's my frame going? It's going about there. So if I go about there, oh no, it wants it a bit higher. There we go. And we'll use our little strips again from a previous kit. Oh, this is the Father's Day one. Our Father's Day isn't until September. There we go. Let's pull the Father's Day stamp out. Oh, there you go. That needs a bit of drying too. I think one thing is, yes, it takes a bit of time to dry, so it will probably slow things down a bit. Might take a bit of time to dry. But while we're waiting, I might try and, oh, can I? No. I think it's going to be glue dots on this one because I'm going to overlap the tree as well. And I'm trying not to touch the front side because it's still a tiny bit wet. And I'd hate to smudge it right now. But I'm struggling to get the glue dot cover off. Here we go. I don't have my take your pick tool with me at the moment, so use what you have. And I had scissors. All right, so that's card 2. And again, still waiting for that sentiment to dry. All right, card number 3 is not that one, it's this one. I keep separating them. Oh, there it is. That's those two. All right, so this one, we're using the little hashy things again. I just put the card down somewhere, didn't I? cut one. Oh my word. You know when you have those days where it's like, yeah, nothing's going right. You sort of put things down. The heat gun probably would help it dry a bit quicker, yes. But that's over in my drawer, in my heat embossing drawer. That's not here. That's part of the problem. It's over there, not here. But yes, definitely the heat tool would probably help it dry a bit quicker. It's almost like it's a bit of watercolor paper, but not. I don't know. It feels it's very textured. It does feel a bit like watercolor paper. Let's do our little hashy thing. I think stamping off first is probably more helpful at the moment when I don't have my heat tool with me. Just like that. And then again, we've got our little frame. See, it's smooth on one side and it's textured on the other. So that's smooth, that's textured. So let's put some strips on these. Oops. Oh, my little tree, my shrub. My shrub's going about there, apparently. I don't know how well I'm lining these up. Yep. There we go. And then you've got the You Did It. And we're doing a dimensional under the U. And it says a glue dot on this side. About there. Okay, so that is the traditional ways of following the instructions. That's all following the instructions the way they are. So let's see how well we can actually change that up. Those three other way. I don't want to put anything on them, so just moving them out of the way so I can not get ink underneath anything else. All right, so let's start with this one, this one. And I'll get my little frames out at the same time. And then that one. So let's start by chopping them down. And we'll see where we're at. So I think we can probably change this up a bit. So I've got my little frames, or the backs of the cards. So we've got our separate card base. So if we have a look at that, we're quite a bit wider. So we're going to be chopping this down so it will actually fit on a standard card. And so these are 14.85 by 10.5. So at the moment we have let's rotate that one so we can see the measurements. We're at 5.5 inches by, what are we? Oh, so I want to, okay. So I want to chop this down. It's what, basically 14 centimeters. So if I chop down to 13.8, that's what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to chop down to 13.8. And then I want to get this down to about 9.5 centimeters. So chop off that side and chop off this side. So that basically I've chopped off equivalent, it'll be about 1 centimeter off a normal card size. And so I'll do that with all of them. So I'm doing down to about 13. I'm not worrying about which side I'm chopping it off at this point, except for the side bits. So the top and the bottom. So we chop these both all down to 9.5. That's 2. I'll chop off this side. And then okay. Get rid of all my little excess bits. And then we have these pieces. I don't know if this is going to work because I actually want them longer. But that's okay. I might have a play with them in a minute. I have, however, got some shimmer cardstock. So as my layer underneath, I'm going to pull in some colour, some shimmer paper. So I've got a few different colours. I think the pink one for that one. That one. And then, no, let me see about, I've got another pack of shimmer paper as well. These are the in colours. So that one for that one, and then this one, ooh, I could do the green. There you go. So these three, I'll pull the cards out. I'm going to chop these down so that they're what am I wanting? 14.3. Actually, let's chop down to 10 first. That'll probably be a bit better. Chop it down to 10. And then 14.3. So now what we have is we have a card with a frame underneath. So then we can work through all of our cards with all the little pieces that we need, and then we'll lay them onto the shimmer paper. Hope that all makes sense. So let's go with our, where's our hashy thing? There we go. So we're going to do same symbols, same instructions, but just because we've changed it. Where's that one? Oh, lost them. Where's the instructions? This one. And then we can stamp our little sentiments again. So the Father's Day. I might stamp that one off too. Make it a bit lighter. See if that works. I think that still works. If you make it a bit lighter, then yeah, and it shouldn't be an issue to dry either. Well, try that one again, Sharon. It's only faint, that one. Okay. You did it. The hello and the happy Father's Day. Tree, bush. Shrub, bush. One of those things. Okay. Those three. So we have a little shrub that's about there. That one. I think that one, oh, yeah, I think that one was there. This one was in about there. And then we've got our frames. This way. All right. See, these will be a bit quicker. It's always fun changing things up a bit to what was originally designed. Sort of lets your creativity flow a bit. And this one. And then we've got the Father's Day on this one. I think I can just use this, my seal on that one, because it sort of goes over the top of the tree anyway. The hello is off this side. And the you did it was under the U. That's going to be there. That one's going to be the hello there. Okay, so then we've got our 3 cards that we're going to layer onto the shimmer papers. Not sure about that one, but you know, it's sort of the closest colour for me at the moment. There we go. And then our card base. Nope, something dropped. I just lost something. I think it was the stamp cleaner. Got a few bits of glue. Fly. There's been a fly flying around this house recently, and I haven't been able to get rid of it. All right, shimmer. Shimmer. All right, what do you think of them? So those 3 cards, so the originals, they're the originals, and then the stepped up version with a bit of shimmer behind them. I do like that shimmer. All right, so the next set, what am I going to do with the next set? That's the question. So I've got 3 bases again. Yep, okay. Let's chop these ones down. So I'm going to chop these down to 9.5 by 13.8. These ones are going to stay the same. So they're going to be 14.3. And they're already the 10.5. So they're going to be straight. And then my other 3 cards, these ones. So these 3, oop, wrong way, that way. So I want to chop these down further this time. So yeah, let's go there. I think I want to go 9. Yep, 9. And then what are we this way? We are 13.8. So I want to go 13.3 in the end. which is that one. I'm going to chop a bit off the top and a bit off the bottom. All right. I think that's what I want. It's quite dangerous doing that when you haven't got the images, you only got one. Okay, so we now have, yes, that's what we have. So let's start with our stamping once again. I'll do the sentiments first. So each one I'm just changing slightly, not doing a lot to it. Not really. Just adding layers, really. That's all I'm doing. Just adding some layers. Yep. Try and let these dry a bit. All right, our little hash thingy. You know what, I'm going to do a bit of up there. There. Right, then we've got our little trees. And we have our frames. Oh, wrong way around. This tree's about there. One's about there. And a little shrub. Almost finished my little strips. Yep. Oh, probably need it chopped. All right, let's get our little frames on. If you haven't checked out the kits from Stampin' Up, you really should, because there are so many amazing kits, and you can change them up. It may not be a lot, but you can still change them up from what was originally designed. So make sure you check them out. You can always shop with me, stampinwithsharon.com.au, and then click shop now. That's always an option. The Father's Day one was that one, I think, wasn't it? Yes. So I'm going to put him probably about there, I think. All right. So let's start layering these up. So we start with our shimmer. And then our white. The shimmer is on both sides. I just tend to get the, when the edge is up from the cut, I usually try and put that one down. You could probably also add some ink onto these pieces. So coordinating ink to the back, to the base, to the shimmer paper, or even to any of the colours within the cards. Right, so I've got the shimmer pieces down, and these ones I'm actually going to pop up on dimensionals. All right, so this one, you've got extra layers on that one. So all I've added is I've added some shimmer paper and also a different card base. But use the back of the card, the original back of the card. Grab a stamp pad and all the ink. So let me show you the cards. So I've got, let's move that out of the way too. So the original card, the stepped up version, and then the extra step. So the difference between these two, I've added an extra layer in between. So you've got the shimmer, the back of the card base, the original card base, and then you've got the front of the card base and then the frame. So they're the difference between those three. And so that's those three. So you can see the difference with these three. And then you've got those three. So they're the cards, changed up slightly from the original design. Not by heaps, because as I said, it's a bit tricky to do when you've got the card front is actually already inked, has an image on the front. So it makes it a bit trickier, but you do have the frame. So you could probably change it into a bit of a scrapbook page if you want to use the frame as a frame around a photo or something like that. You could definitely do that. I don't think I'm quite in that headspace to do a scrapbook page of that sort of way around. So, but yeah, you can see the difference of all of them, and you can also add embellishments to your own cards as well. So, pull out those embellishments and use them as well. That is it for today. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed seeing me create and change up the cards a bit with this Serene Scenes kit from the Kits collection. The cost is $44, as I said earlier. If you have signed up with for Stampin' Rewards, you'll get $4.40 worth of Stampin' Rewards for you on your next order. But it is also a fabulous time to join Stampin' Up if you'd like to. I have a retreat in June, the 12th to the 14th of June. If you'd like to come along, check out the details on my Facebook page. It's $290, and it's going to be a pretty casual, low-key sort of one. We'll go out for dinner on the Saturday night, but it's all, you prepare your own meals or bring your own meals. So really, you just have to bring breakfast for 2 days and lunch for 2 days, and that's it. So, and we'll obviously have dinner before you come. So it's, yeah, it's actually going to be a fairly relaxed weekend, just fairly casual, and just time to build community and just, yeah, catch up with friends and just have a bit of crafting fun and just a weekend away from the usual stuff. I do have my Sunset Coast class Creative Escape on the 30th of May. So if you'd like to join me for that, it's from 2 p.m. through to 6, so it's 4 hours. So I'd love to have you join me for that. We have a pergola now, so we're going to sit outside. We've got a heater and stuff, so we might even put a fire on, keep us a bit warm too, but have some warm clothes with you. That's what I suggest. But it will be a lovely, lovely day of crafting. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.